If you're over 60 and find yourself waking up several times a night to use the bathroom, feeling that constant urge, or noticing that your bladder never seems completely empty, you need to hear this. I want to be clear. This is not something you should ignore, and it's not simply a normal part of getting older. Your body is trying to tell you something important, and today I want to help you understand what that is. Because the truth is, millions of men are living with these same frustrating symptoms, believing they're powerless to change them. But you're not powerless. You just haven't been told what's really going on inside your body and what simple, proven steps you can take to fix it. I'm Dr. Jennifer Morgan, a urologist with more than 25 years of experience helping men over 50 improve circulation, restore hormonal balance, and protect their prostate naturally. And I want you to know that what you're going through is far more common and far more manageable than you've been led to believe. There are real practical ways to reduce those nightly bathroom trips, ease that constant pressure, and reclaim your sleep, your energy, and your confidence. Here's what I see every day in my clinic. Men come in exhausted. They tell me they wake up 3, 4, even 5 times a night to urinate. They say, "Doc, I can't sleep through the night anymore," or "I feel like I never really empty my bladder." They've accepted it as part of aging. But when I show them how the prostate changes and how simple daily habits are quietly making the problem worse, something shifts. They realize it's not their age, it's their routine. The prostate is a small gland about the size of a walnut that sits below your bladder and surrounds your urethra, the tube that carries urine out of your body. When it becomes irritated or inflamed, it swells and squeezes that tube, making it harder for urine to pass freely. Over time, the bladder works overtime trying to push through that resistance, and that's why you feel the urge to go constantly, even when there's not much there. But here's what most men don't realize, that pressure and inflammation are not inevitable. They're the result of small, fixable habits you repeat every day. Holding your urine too long, drinking too much too late in the evening, sitting for hours without moving, eating foods that quietly trigger inflammation. Each one might seem harmless, but together they add up, putting constant strain on your prostate. And the good news is, by changing these habits, you can change everything about how you feel. I remember one of my patients, Walter, 68 years old, who told me he had stopped drinking water during the day because he didn't want to keep running to the restroom. He thought he was helping himself, but what he was actually doing was making his urine more concentrated, more acidic, and that was irritating his prostate even further. We adjusted his hydration schedule, added short after-meal walks, and improved his sleep routine. Within 3 weeks, he went from waking up 5 times a night to just once. His energy during the day improved, his mood lifted, and he said, "Doctor, I feel like I finally got my nights back." That's how powerful these small changes can be when you understand the science behind them. If you're listening right now, I want you to take a moment and think about your own routine. Do you often hold your urine when you feel the urge because you're busy or you don't want to interrupt what you're doing? Do you drink most of your fluids in the evening because you forget during the day? Do you sit for long hours without standing or stretching? If you answered yes to any of those, you're not alone, but you are putting extra pressure on your prostate every single day without realizing it. The discomfort you feel at night is not random. It's your body sending a clear warning signal. And ignoring it is like ignoring the oil light on your car's dashboard. It doesn't go away, it only gets worse. Before we go further, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Type your city or country in the comments below. I read them personally, and I love seeing how many men around the world are taking charge of their health together. And if you find this kind of information helpful, hit the like button right now, so YouTube knows to share this message with more men who need it. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because I post new educational videos every week on circulation, prostate health, and energy after 50. This community is growing fast, and I'd love for you to be part of it. Now take a second and imagine what your life would feel like if you could sleep through the night again. No rushing to the bathroom, no frustration, just deep, uninterrupted rest and the confidence that your body is working the way it should. That outcome isn't fantasy, it's biology responding to the right habits. The difference between exhaustion and vitality often comes down to what you do with the first and last hours of your day. Every man's body changes after 60, but decline is not destiny. The prostate doesn't suddenly misbehave because of age alone, it reacts to the environment you create for it. When you sit all day, dehydrate, or ignore your body's natural urges, you trap fluid, create pressure, and weaken circulation. But when you hydrate properly, move gently, and support your hormones naturally, you can relieve that pressure, calm inflammation, and allow your body to heal itself. That's not a miracle. That's how your system was designed to function. So if you've been frustrated by sleepless nights, constant urges, or the feeling that something isn't right, stay with me until the end of this video. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what your prostate is really trying to tell you, which habits are silently making things worse, and how you can start fixing them tonight. Your comfort, your rest, and your confidence depend on it, and I promise you'll understand exactly what to do next. When most men come to see me for the first time, they assume that waking up at night or having a weak stream means their body is simply wearing out. But that's not what's happening. What's really going on inside your body is a slow build-up of tension pressure and inflammation around one small gland, the prostate, caused not by age, but by everyday habits that you may not even notice. Let's break this down in simple terms. Your prostate sits just below your bladder, wrapped around the urethra, the same tube that carries urine out of your body. Imagine a soft ring of muscle that opens and closes like a valve. When you were young, that valve worked perfectly. Urine flowed freely, your bladder emptied completely, and your body moved on. But over the years, certain behaviors start to irritate that area. The tissues swell. The valve tightens. Blood flow slows down. And that's when you begin to feel that nagging pressure, the sense that you always need to go, even when you just finished. One of the most common mistakes I see is men holding their urine for too long. Maybe you're driving in a meeting or sitting at your desk, and you tell yourself, "I'll wait until later." But here's the problem. Every time you do that, your bladder stretches like an overfilled balloon, and your prostate gets compressed underneath it. That compression reduces blood flow and increases irritation. Do that often enough, and your bladder muscles weaken while your prostate becomes more inflamed. What started as a small delay turns into a cycle of pressure incomplete, emptying, and nightly awakenings. Think of it this way. If you overinflate a balloon again and again, it eventually loses its shape and elasticity. The same principle applies to your bladder and prostate. They're flexible organs, but they can only handle so much strain before their function begins to change. That's why one of the simplest yet most powerful things you can do for your prostate is to listen to your body. Go when you feel the urge, not when it's convenient. That one habit alone can reduce long-term irritation dramatically. The second silent trigger is dehydration. Most men drink very little during the day, thinking less water means fewer bathroom trips. But the opposite happens. When your body is dehydrated, your urine becomes concentrated, darker, acidic, and irritating to the prostate and bladder lining. That irritation triggers inflammation, which in turn leads to swelling and urgency. It's a loop that feeds itself. I often tell my patients, your urine should be pale yellow, not dark amber. That's your first sign your prostate is happy. Timing also matters. Many men drink too much water in the evening, especially after dinner, and then wonder why they wake up at 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. again and again. The right pattern is to hydrate well in the morning and throughout the day, tapering off in the late afternoon. When you shift your water intake earlier, your bladder empties more completely and you sleep longer without interruptions. Another overlooked cause is prolonged sitting. When you sit for hours at a time, especially on hard surfaces, you're placing direct pressure on your pelvic floor, the network of muscles and vessels that support your prostate. That constant compression slows circulation and creates low-grade inflammation. It's why so many men who spend their days driving or working at a desk develop prostate discomfort sooner. Standing up every hour, stretching, or taking a brief walk can improve blood flow more than most people realize. Now let's talk about the role of diet. What you eat every day can either calm or inflame your prostate. Processed foods, refined sugars, and excessive dairy products all promote inflammation. Fried oils and heavy red meats add to the load. On the other hand, foods rich in antioxidants like cooked tomatoes, broccoli, and pumpkin seeds can protect your prostate by reducing oxidative stress. A balanced diet is not just about your waistline. It's about keeping your glands, hormones, and circulation in harmony. One of my patients, Robert, 70 years old, once told me, "Doc, I thought I was eating healthy because I had salad every night. But when we looked closer, he was using creamy dressings, fried proteins, and salty processed meats." After simplifying his meals, more vegetables, olive oil, and grilled fish, his symptoms eased within weeks. His body was no longer fighting against hidden inflammation. And of course, there's another habit that matters, but few men ever talk about regular sexual release. It's a natural mechanism that flushes old fluids and toxins out of the prostate. When you suppress that function for months, your prostate becomes congested, just like a valve that's never opened. Balance is key here. Too little or too much can both cause issues, but moderate, healthy activity supports your gland's natural rhythm. What I want you to take away from all of this is simple. Most prostate discomfort isn't fate, it's feedback. Your body isn't breaking down, it's signaling you to pay attention. When you feel pressure, urgency, or weak flow that's not random, it's your prostate asking for relief. Ignoring it doesn't make it disappear. Listening and adjusting does. If this is starting to make sense, go ahead and click the like button right now, so YouTube can share this with other men who are struggling in silence. And let me know in the comments, do you notice your symptoms getting worse after long hours of sitting or after drinking late at night? Your feedback helps me create future videos that target the exact problems you're facing. Now stay with me, because in the next part, I'll share the first and most effective daily habit that can help you relieve pressure on your prostate, improve your bladder control, and start sleeping through the night again, all supported by real science and decades of urology research. The first and most powerful change you can make for your prostate starts with something deceptively simple, the way you drink water. Most men underestimate how much their hydration habits affect their nightly sleep, urinary flow, and overall comfort. They assume water is water, drink it when you're thirsty, stop when you're not. But for the prostate, timing is everything. Let me explain why. During the day, your kidneys filter waste and produce urine continuously. When you don't drink enough in the morning or early afternoon, your urine becomes concentrated, darker, acidic, and harsh on your bladder and prostate. That acidity irritates the inner lining of the urinary tract, creating inflammation. The more irritated your prostate becomes, the more it swells, pressing against your urethra like a tightening ring. And that swelling makes you feel the urge to go even when there's very little inside. Now here's where timing matters. Most men drink very little water while they're active, then load up on fluids at dinner or before bed. By doing that, you're essentially flooding your system right when your body wants to rest. The bladder fills overnight, your prostate gets compressed, and your sleep becomes fragmented. You might fall asleep easily, but your body wakes you up 2 or 3 times to relieve pressure. That habit alone can drain your energy, disrupt hormone balance, and even raise blood pressure. The solution is simple, but incredibly effective. Start hydrating early from the moment you wake up. Within the first hour of your morning drink 1 or 2 glasses of water. It signals your kidneys and bladder to start their work when your body is ready to move, not when it's trying to rest. Continue sipping small amounts every hour, keeping your urine pale yellow. Then around 3 in the afternoon, begin tapering down. By evening, limit fluids to smaller sips only. That way your bladder empties more completely before bedtime, and your prostate can relax through the night. I had a patient named Harold, 71 years old, who told me he was waking up 6 times a night. He believed his prostate was beyond help. But when we analysed his routine, we discovered he drank almost nothing until 6 p.m., then downed several cups of tea after dinner. Within 2 weeks of changing his hydration schedule, drinking most of his fluids before mid-afternoon and reducing tea at night, he cut his bathroom trips to 1 or 2 times per night. After a month, he was sleeping straight through. He called it the easiest fix I never knew existed. Hydration affects more than your bladder. Proper water intake improves blood circulation, allowing oxygen and nutrients to reach your prostate tissue. It also flushes toxins that can build up in the urinary tract. Think of it like gently rinsing your system from the inside out. Without enough water waste, lingers longer, irritating the prostate and increasing the risk of infection. With the right balance, your system runs smoothly, no strain, no pressure. But here's an important detail. Quality matters as much as quantity. Avoid drinking sugary sodas or heavily processed drinks in place of water. The artificial sweeteners and chemicals in them can actually inflame your prostate. Plain water herbal tea or water infused with a slice of lemon or cucumber is best. And while coffee has its benefits, limit it to 1 or 2 cups early in the day. Caffeine is a diuretic. It makes you urinate more often, dehydrating your body and irritating the bladder if you rely on it too much. Another habit that pairs perfectly with proper hydration is light movement after meals. You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. Just take a 10 to 15-minute walk after lunch and dinner. It's not about burning calories, it's about circulation. When you walk, blood flow increases to your pelvic region, bringing fresh oxygen to your prostate and helping it stay healthy. Research from the University of São Paulo showed that men who walked just 15 minutes after meals reduced their symptoms of prostate enlargement by 35%. That's a remarkable improvement from something so simple. One of my patients, Frank, 69, started walking his dog for 10 minutes every evening after dinner. 2 weeks later, he said, "Doctor, I don't know if it's coincidence, but I'm finally sleeping through the night." It wasn't coincidence. That short walk improved his circulation and metabolism, allowing his bladder to empty fully and his prostate to rest. And here's something that might surprise you. Walking after meals doesn't only help your prostate, it also stabilizes your blood sugar. High blood sugar contributes to inflammation, and inflammation is the root cause of prostate enlargement. So that short stroll after dinner is doing far more for your body than you realize. If you're watching right now and thinking, "I can't walk far," that's okay. Start small. Walk around your home, stretch your hips, or stand up and move for a few minutes after every meal. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Your prostate will thank you for every step. If this information is helping you connect the dots, go ahead and like this video so more men can discover it. Comment below and tell me, do you usually drink most of your water during the day or at night? Your answer helps me see where men are struggling the most and what future topics I should cover next. Stay with me, because in the next part, I'm going to talk about another powerful factor that most men ignore: how your diet can either calm or inflame your prostate. And I'll show you the specific foods that support hormone balance, reduce nighttime awakenings, and even protect you from more serious prostate diseases. When it comes to prostate health, what you eat every day can either protect you or quietly harm you. Most men think diet only matters for weight or cholesterol, but your prostate responds directly to what you put on your plate. Food can be your strongest medicine or your slowest poison. And after treating thousands of men over the years, I can tell you this: the difference between discomfort and comfort often begins at the dinner table. Your prostate is a small gland, but it's sensitive to inflammation. Every time you eat highly processed foods, fried oils, or sugary snacks, you trigger inflammation that can make the gland swell. Over time, this swelling puts pressure on your bladder and urethra, causing those familiar nighttime awakenings, urgency, or weak flow. But the good news is the opposite is also true. When you fill your meals with foods that calm inflammation, your prostate can heal itself naturally. The swelling eases, the flow improves, and the pressure disappears. Let's start with one of the most powerful protective compounds found in nature, lycopene. Lycopene is the red pigment found in tomatoes, watermelon, and red bell peppers. Research from Harvard University and the Mayo Clinic has shown that men who eat cooked tomatoes several times per week have up to a 28% lower risk of prostate cancer. The key word is cooked. When you heat tomatoes with a small amount of olive oil, lycopene becomes 5 times more absorbable. That's why I often tell my patients a bowl of tomato soup or a simple pasta sauce made with olive oil is more powerful than any supplement. Another vital nutrient is zinc. Your prostate contains more zinc than almost any other organ in your body because it needs it to regulate hormones and maintain structure. Men who are deficient in zinc tend to have enlarged prostates and lower testosterone. The best natural sources are pumpkin seeds, almonds, and cashews. A small handful of pumpkin seeds every day can make a noticeable difference. It's a small act, but over time it supports your gland's strength and balance. Cruciferous vegetables are another secret weapon: broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. These contain a compound called sulforaphane, which helps your body detoxify and clear out damaged cells before they can become a problem. It's like spring cleaning for your prostate. I often tell my patients to lightly steam or sauté these vegetables rather than boil them because boiling can destroy their protective compounds. 2 servings a week can go a long way toward protecting your gland. And here's something that surprises most men: healthy fats are essential for prostate health. Olive oil, avocados, and fatty fish like salmon or sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These fats reduce inflammation throughout your body, including in your prostate. Meanwhile, processed oils like canola or vegetable oil do the opposite. They promote inflammation. The difference between olive oil and fried oil is the difference between comfort and pain for your prostate. One of my patients, George, 65 years old, came to me with constant nighttime urination and low energy. He told me he relied on takeout most nights. We simplified his meals, grilled fish, vegetables, and fruit for dessert instead of pastries. Within 3 weeks, he said, "Doctor, I didn't realize food could change this much." He was sleeping through the night again, and his energy during the day was steady. Food had become his medicine, and his body responded almost immediately. But it's not only about what you add, it's also about what you avoid. Processed meats like bacon and sausages, foods loaded with sugar and excessive dairy, can worsen inflammation and disrupt hormone balance. These foods increase your estrogen levels and lower your natural testosterone. Cutting back on them gives your body room to restore balance. One easy rule I tell my patients is this: the more color you see on your plate from natural foods, the better your prostate will feel. Red from tomatoes and peppers, green from broccoli and spinach, orange from carrots and pumpkin. The more variety you eat, the more your body receives the antioxidants it needs to protect and repair your cells. Hydration plays an important role here too. These foods work best when your body is well hydrated because water helps transport their nutrients to your tissues. Remember what we discussed earlier: hydrate early, not late, and let your meals be balanced, colorful, and moderate. And one more thing: alcohol. A small glass of red wine once in a while can have antioxidant benefits, but frequent or heavy drinking dehydrates your body and irritates your bladder. If you wake up more at night after having drinks in the evening, that's your body giving you feedback. Moderation is the key. If you're watching this right now and realizing your daily meals might be working against you, take that as a positive sign, because awareness means you can change. You don't have to overhaul your diet overnight. Start small. Add cooked tomatoes twice a week. Sprinkle pumpkin seeds over your breakfast. Replace butter with olive oil. Swap soda for water or herbal tea. Each small decision creates momentum toward better prostate health and better sleep. If this resonates with you, hit the like button so more men can discover this message. And tell me, in the comments, what's one food you're going to add or remove? After hearing this, I read your answers and often mention them in future videos to show how simple changes can make a real difference. Stay with me, because in the final part, I'm going to share how all these habits, hydration, light movement, balanced diet, and even your nighttime routine work together to protect your prostate, improve your energy, and restore your confidence. You'll see how these small daily steps connect into one powerful system that keeps your nights peaceful and your days strong. Now that you've seen how simple daily changes can make such a difference, let's bring everything together. Your prostate health is not controlled by fate or age. It's guided by what you do each day, the habits you choose, the signals you listen to, and the care you give yourself. Every choice either relieves pressure or adds to it. And the beautiful truth is that improvement doesn't take months or complicated treatments. It begins the moment you decide to make one small adjustment and stay consistent. We've talked about several key habits. Start by hydrating smart. Drink most of your water early in the day and taper off by the evening. This simple shift alone can reduce nighttime awakenings by more than 40%. Keep your urine light in color and your body well flushed, but give your bladder a chance to rest at night. Next, move gently after meals. Even a 10-minute walk after lunch or dinner increases circulation to your pelvic area, helps your bladder empty completely, and reduces swelling in the prostate. That's why men who make walking part of their daily rhythm often sleep better, digest better, and feel calmer throughout the day. Your diet matters just as much. Colorful, antioxidant-rich foods are your prostate's best friend. Cooked tomatoes, pumpkin seeds, broccoli, olive oil, and fish like salmon or sardines. They reduce inflammation and stabilize hormones. At the same time, limit processed meats, excess sugar, and fried oils, which can irritate your prostate and disrupt testosterone balance. And let's not forget one of the most natural protective mechanisms your body already has: regular sexual activity. It helps flush old fluids, reduces buildup, and keeps your prostate tissue healthy. Science from Harvard and other universities has shown again and again that men with regular release have a significantly lower risk of prostate cancer. Balance is the key. The goal isn't frequency, it's consistency and awareness. Finally, prioritize your sleep. Sleep is your body's nightly repair system. When you sleep deeply, your body produces melatonin and growth hormones that calm inflammation and regulate testosterone. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Avoid screens for at least an hour before bed. You'll notice that as your sleep improves, your energy focus and mood improve with it. When these habits come together, something remarkable happens. Your prostate relaxes, your bladder functions efficiently, and your hormones stabilize. You start sleeping through the night again. You wake up rested, confident, and ready for the day. It's not a miracle, it's your body doing what it's designed to do when you finally give it the right support. I've seen this transformation countless times. Men who once felt helpless are now living fully again. They travel without worrying about bathroom breaks. They wake up with steady energy. They rediscover intimacy and confidence in their relationships. One patient told me, "Doctor, it feels like my body finally remembered how to be strong again." That's exactly what I want for you. And here's the thing, your progress doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just pick one new habit this week. Maybe it's drinking water earlier in the day. Maybe it's adding tomatoes to your dinner twice a week. Maybe it's taking that short walk after your meal. Whatever it is, start there and stay consistent. Once your body begins to feel the benefits, it will naturally guide you to do more. Think of this as building a foundation one brick at a time. Each small change strengthens your circulation, balances your hormones, and relieves pressure on your prostate. Over time, those bricks become a strong wall of protection for your health and vitality. If this message resonated with you, please hit the like button right now. It helps YouTube show this video to other men who need this information but are too embarrassed to ask for it. Leave a comment below and tell me where you're watching from. I love reading your stories and sharing them with others. Your experience might encourage someone else to start their journey today. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week, I post new science-based insights to help men over 50 stay strong, healthy, and confident. Before we finish, I want to remind you of something important. Aging doesn't mean losing your strength. It means learning how to protect it. Your prostate is not your enemy, it's your early warning system. When you take care of it, it takes care of you. So tomorrow morning, start small. Drink your water early. Take your short walk. Add color to your plate. Sleep deeply. And know that every good habit you build today is an investment in the years ahead. You deserve to feel comfortable, confident, and fully alive at 60, 70, and beyond. This is Dr. Jennifer Morgan, thanking you for taking the time to care for yourself today. Stay strong, stay informed, and remember, you're not too old to feel young again. And remember, my friend, this video is for education, not prescription. Your health is unique, so talk with your doctor before making changes. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue exploring natural science-based ways to strengthen your body, protect your prostate, and help you live with renewed energy and confidence every single day.